It's October 17th, and it's a great day to discover crypto, folks. We're going to talk about the Cointelegraph tweet that caused $100 million worth of liquidations. We got all the takes. We got Cointelegraph's take. We have Larry Fink's take. And then we have the take from the SEC. Also, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to got huge XRP news as well. Big XRP in gaming. Some say the biggest gaming franchise in the world. If it's not top two, it's definitely top three for sure. And we got Drew and Kelly on the ones and twos. So thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. I can't believe you did it. Talked over it. Can we get that sound effect one more time, Kelly, while you sip?
This is how I'm feeling today due to how tight my security is. That's right.
Man, that's like I have to go manual mode, but you just hit the automatic.
Yeah, dude. It took me 20 minutes trying to get logged into my various different things for the stream, and talk about security. I'm so secure I can't even get in.
Oh yeah, literally. We're trying to look at his hey, Instagram, what's going on? We got Instagram joining. We got are we live on X as well? Or are we just on YouTube? And hey, Drew is going to be building a Rumble soon for a blockchain basement. I maybe shouldn't even say that on this channel, but guys, you definitely gonna want to check that out. All right, we got the camera centered on Kelly. Let's share the screen real quick, guys. Make sure you are sub to the channel. I just wrote and put out a video, my first long form script, and I don't even know how long here since the NFT alpha days. But yeah, we got a great video on Joe Rogan and Sam Altman on Bitcoin. I think it's time for us to just check out the crypto markets now, though. Let's look at the crypto markets. Now, I'm going to hit refresh. We're going to drop a little bit because the spike was like 24.5 hours ago, 25 hours ago. And yeah, you can see a huge drop from what it looked like just seconds ago. We are up, though, 0.6% for the crypto market there. 24-hour volume coming in right under $50 billion. And Bitcoin dominance still showing below 50 on this chart. 15 Gwei for Ethereum here. All right, let's look at some prices, though. Bitcoin is up slightly, but it's mostly flat, folks. It is up 28,404 is up 0.1%, but most of that is just, it was in the negative except for the pump in the last hour here. We have Ethereum. Ethereum is down 1%, and we have XRP down 2% here. We do have Solana still gaining. Kelly, did you get some Solana?
No, and my mind has kind of changed on it over the last 2 or 3 months. It is something I'm interested in scaling into for this next impending bull run that will come at some point, but I don't think it's just yet. So I am going to be scaling in.
Like Catch Them All said, to the left. We are now on the left side today. And Catch Them All, I got your message. Shoot me an email. Maybe Catch Them All. Shoot us a little writing sample or something. Maybe come by the studio after. So wouldn't mind having you come out. All right, we got Drew. He's a cameraman now. You can't see him. He's sitting here like rotating things and tightening things. All right, let's get back to the coin prices here. Cardano is down 2.5%. That doesn't look great. Polkadot is also down 2.5%. Litecoin down over 3% here. Shout out to Tom Crown. I wonder what Tom's up to these days. We have, all right, the biggest gainers in the world of the top 100 crypto coins here. And number one is OKB, followed by this love-hate relationship coin I have, Kaspa. Kaspa is now green for the week. It is up 3.3%. Still below a nickel, but coming in above 4.5 cents now. It is now 4.7 if we round up. Rollbit still on a tear. Maybe it's time for me to take some profit on that. I'm looking at that. It looks like it's starting to curve over here. Kelly, I know this isn't much data here, but you look at the 7-day. I mean, this looking like maybe it's time to make a little bit of a wait, are you pulling it up?
No, I was just getting my charts ready. Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at RLB, Rollbit here, and it looks like it's starting to here. I'll click on the chart here, click on the 7-day. It might be time. All right, 14-day. Okay, there's still maybe room to the upside here.
Yeah, it's got a ascending triangle with a ascending level of support, flat level resistance. It still looks like it has a little bit of ways to go before any sort of breakout, but it's, I would be a little hesitant. We see down here on the trend fuel, RSI is quite overheated. The stochastic's quite overheated. We're getting quite a bit of bearishness on this dashboard. So it still looks like we got a little bit of consolidation in this range, but this is one of those ones that I'd be interested in. Also, higher risk, smaller percentage of your portfolio, but that's how you make those gains.
And it is a gambling token, gambling ecosystem. So, hey, it is a gamble, folks. All right, well, speaking of gambles, let's look at the biggest losers. I got a streak of like 8,000 days in a row where it appears that I have a coin in the top 10 losers, but maybe today is the day. I no longer have a coin in there. Maybe I have too many coins. We have Thorchain. Woo, man. Will you look at that loss? Thorchain is down nearly 10% today, down 9.7. SWI is down 7.8. Conflux. I do have some Uniswap. Uniswap is down 6% today off the news. People do not like KYC requirements, so the market has spoken. We are rejecting your hook for KYC. We covered that in last night's ATB, so you want to check that out. Clayton is down 5.3%. Phantom, Trust Wallet, Multiverse, Gala, and then Mana. What number is Mana coming in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I also have a little Mana, so I was going to say I almost got out of the top 10 if it weren't for Uniswap. Maybe I just dump these, and tomorrow will be a better day. Do you have either of you have any Web3 metaverse plays?
No, I actually sold a significant portion of my trading portfolio other than Bitcoin and Ethereum August 4th. Everybody thought I was crazy. So now is the time where I'm starting to look at potentially scaling back in. But the dominance on Bitcoin is just screaming Bitcoin still first. So
yeah, Ben Cowan warning people there's about to be an altcoin reckoning. And if there's an altcoin reckoning, the gaming tokens are probably going to get hit pretty hard, I would say. What about you, Drew?
No, I stay out of that stuff.
Out of all metaverses, because you like to touch grass and plug into reality, and you got your hands on livestock.
I mean, over there hatching eggs.
I just don't think it's time to buy Sand or Decentraland yet. I mean, I would buy it if it still exists and it's still looking like a decent graph. At the end of this year, I'm in. But you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's a lot of these web games, Web3 games. It's like farming simulators. Well, Drew's doing it in real life, folks. Yeah. He's not like trying to have this like ERC 20 egg hatch and then like 7 days of staking it. He can like make a chicken NFT and sell it for 0.02 ETH. He's like actually making real eggs.
He's got the real world tokens, actual eggs in his hands.
He has actual RWAs.
And I've stopped trying to keep track of them. Now they're just taking over my community. So
chickens?
Yeah.
You have a rooster still, right?
I have 4 roosters.
Oh my God, are they breeding? Do you have a?
They're banging it out. So.
Oh my God! All right. So, what was the initial number of chickens, and where are we today, Drew? People are wondering.
Started at 6. We're right at around like 25, maybe 30. And this is with me, like trying to cull the herd. Meanwhile,
so you're saying a lot of chicken pot pies, and okay, man, it's sad when you think about that part. But you know what? I like my chicken tendies. All right, but you know what? I also like news organizations that don't lie to us about Bitcoin ETFs. That's going to take us to our top story here. Cointelegraph reveals the timeline of events that led to the $100 million in Bitcoin liquidated. Like I said, we got Cointelegraph's take. Then we have Larry Fink and BlackRock's take, and then we're going to talk about the SEC's final announcement on it as well. That's right. They got an official statement. We're going to go over it all. All right. So Cointelegraph provided clarification on how the false spot Bitcoin what's up with that gap right there? ETF approval news, which was released on Twitter and Telegram platforms. They call it Twitter, I call it X, came about. Although now deleted, the post caused a stir in the crypto community and crypto market by extension. According to the now deleted post stated, well, this is the one talking about this. Say the news lead originated from unconfirmed screenshot posted by an X user who claimed it was from a Bloomberg terminal. Then further details on how they got wind of the rumored news through a Telegram channel, which they usually get developing stories. So it was from a Telegram channel, everybody. Now, this was edited. It says breaking SEC approves iShares Bitcoin spot ETF. They then changed the period to a comma / reportedly period. The post simply states has approved the ETF. The ETF in question has to be the one the asset manager BlackRock plans to offer. That's what got a lot of people excited. It wasn't just, Kathy Woods, or it wasn't Winklevi because they're first in line. It was the BlackRock ETF. And a lot of people were like, I knew BlackRock was going to be given favorable treatment here. This is confirmation. Open along, like we said, end up being $100 million in liquidations there. Well, let's talk about that. Liquidations and conspiracy theories. It's worth mentioning that Bitcoin hit 30K. With such news usually signaling a bullish narrative. However, considering the circumstances surrounding the post, many traders made their frustrations known as the news led to almost $100 million in Bitcoin positions and over $157 million of crypto positions being liquidated in a 24-hour period, really closer to a 2-hour period. Most of those liquidations were in that sharp decline there. Most of the affected had taken the short positions betting against Bitcoin's price. Following the surge, though, 71 million in short positions were wiped out instantly. Rollbit posted a screenshot of a trade that seemed to have been placed by someone at the media outlet. I think it's been debunked. Showed the trader placed a long trade on Bitcoin around the time the ETF approval post was made. Said the trader made $2 million. However, not been confirmed. I think it might have been confirmed fake, right? People took screenshots of the leaderboard.
Yeah, they looked at the leaderboard and there was nothing that corresponded with that. But it's hard for me to believe that there wasn't, I don't know, it's just a straight accident. I don't know.
Not great. We got people. I had to text 8 people yesterday and apologize for the fake ETF news yesterday. I embarrassed myself. How do you think that intern feels? How do you think Cointelegraph feels?
I guess they're the new CNN of crypto.
Well, we have Cointelegraph. Was this the president here? Does it say? Okay, so the lead editor actually blames society for their false tweet today. Let's play. This is Cointelegraph in their own words, folks.
In a social media post, and yes, this was disastrous, and this is an example of what cannot happen. But this is what happens when we are having constant pressure to be the first with every news.
It wasn't us, guys. It was the constant pressure, okay?
And this is not a problem of journalism.
Look, the constant pressure to be first isn't a problem of journalism. Well, then what's it a problem of?
It's a problem of the society.
Oh.
And of the technology.
Oh, it's technology's fault and your fault. It's your fault that they posted that early. It's the pressure from you.
I'm talking about indexation on Google. I'm talking about social media, where if you're not the first, you're the last.
Shut up, Ricky Bobby wannabe. Oh, if you're not first, you're last. Look, you have to verify. You can't just say, oh, yeah, we saw it in a telegram, so we posted it. Now, it'd be one thing if they're just some random person with 5,000 followers, but they're Cointelegraph. And alongside CoinDesk, probably looked upon as one of the top 2 crypto news organizations. And so to drop the ball in that way, I think you can't just blame society and blame technology and blame Google indexing. What do you guys think?
It's not a new problem. That's been the battle of journalism since it really came out in forms of media, whether it's TV, radio, and now digital. Yes, you got that lead potential very quickly through social media, but you can also substantiate it with your, confirming facts almost as quickly, and they just failed to do that. They just wanted to be first. They didn't want to share the truth.
The pressure to be first in chat is real as well. CryptoFace had a 2 million long open before that pump and dump. It was wild. Yeah, he might still be in long. Yeah, CryptoFace, you hold longs for days. So yeah, every now and then. That's why, you watch Frankie, you'll have a trade open to the upside and a trade open to the downside, kind of, tight stop losses. So if there is a giant breakout, you can go ahead and get stopped out. You lose your 2%, your 5%, but then the winning trade, you're up 80%, 50%, 100%. It kind of takes off some of the sting, but you do need something to happen because otherwise you get bled. You get bled by the trading, what do they call it? The ETF, the exchange, the futures fees.
You get charged. You incur fees every 8 hours typically, and it's not always a winning thing just to have an open and a long and a short open, because you've seen a lot on these charts, especially in this consolidation range over the last almost year, since March, essentially, that you can have liquidity washouts in both directions, and it would suck to have, you say, I'm practicing risk management, so you have a long and a short open and then get liquidated on both because you put 50% of your portfolio in both. That's why it's important to have a trading portfolio separate from your long-term portfolio.
And that's CCC's question. Did the authors of the tweet profit from it? I know what I think and I know what I suspect, but it's all speculation. So I'll just keep it to myself. All right. Trading Bitcoin on Binance got tougher, folks, during the ETF rumor frenzy. This according to Kaiko. It was blood in the streets. It was blood-alytics. If you didn't have the blood-alytics or the Kelly BitLab indicators, you were probably feeling some pain, folks. Long been the largest exchange by trading volumes. Still, traders looking to buy and sell Bitcoin quickly on Binance were at a relative disadvantage to the peers on Kraken and Coinbase. According to Kaiko, it was the ask depth on Binance, a measure of buy-side liquidity, crashed to just 1.2 Bitcoin from 100 Bitcoin. So it went from 100 Bitcoin wall to 1.2 there for the trading volume. So you're going to see a little bit more volatility, I suppose. The broad-based decline in liquidity saw several market participants, including traders Exit Pump and Alms, lose money due to slippage. Some traders saw slippage as high as 20%. So the difference between the expected price at which trade is placed and the actual price at which it goes through. So yeah, you expect it. Hey, I'm looking at, you see it on Coinbase. You buy the coin, it's $1.23. You go ahead, you click buy, and then it says, you just executed this purchase for $1.24. And you're like, how did I get taxed? That's the slippage right there. So a little bit higher on Binance. Well, what did Cointelegraph, what did their X account do? You see this news, you're like, oh, a lot of people unfollowed, right? Like, oh, banned them, muted them, blocked them, reported them, unfollowed for sure. It was the exact opposite, folks. It was 175x their normal follower account. So they had a surge of followers instead. They gained 22,000 followers yesterday in the wake of the ETF and misinformation tweet. 175x their daily average. Minus 85, minus 76, plus 137, plus 143, plus 22,000 on Wednesday. Tuesday it was flat. Wednesday it was only 10. So yeah, top comment here. And just lost one intern. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. No likes on that one. I think even the algorithm knew that was a funny one. A lot of people clicking on it, they're like, I'm not going to like it. But that was funny. Algorithm said yes. I do think they know when you scroll and it'll hover, right? And
Yeah,
so you don't have to engage, but it knows where you stopped. Sometimes I feel like, do they do the whole screen? Do they do the top? Do they do the bottom? Is it the middle? Because sometimes I feel like you can kind of game it, like just scroll to the top part of the video, watch it, and then like scroll past and be like, I don't want it in my algorithm, but I did want to watch it there. All right, let's see here. All right, so now what's BlackRock got to say, right? What's Larry Fink got to say?
Imagine a Telegram message changing his entire plan.
Changing his entire plan, changing Gary Gensler's plan, trading all the Asian traders' plan. Breaking. Okay.
Don't read it.
All right, we did have some breaking news from Crypto Clicks, but guys, we're going to verify.
We have
here.
to, we have to substantiate it.
Yeah, let's substantiate that. All right, hold on. All right, I'm substantiating. Pulling open this Telegram channel I'm in. Oh, it's in the Telegram channel, guys. This is real. Hold on, I got someone at my door. Who's that? All right, I'll look later. All right, bullish remarks from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink on the fake Bitcoin ETF news. This was an example of pent-up interest in crypto. He was on Fox News. Guys, I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm gonna do a video on Larry Fink. I'm going to go over, probably starting about 6 years ago when he starts making some comments on Bitcoin, 5 years ago. So what was he saying 6 years ago? What was he saying 5 years ago? And how does that connect to what he's saying today? Should be a pretty interesting story. Spoiler alert, he flip-flopped. All right, so Larry Fink discussed the company's interest in cryptocurrencies in a recent live broadcast on Fox Business News. Here he is seen watching a hang glider. Never mind. I'm going to move on from that one. Fink also touched on the... What's wrong with me? He also touched on the potential role of cryptocurrencies in the global financial sector. He suggested that crypto could serve as a pass-through asset, providing a safe haven during periods of market volatility. I like how he purposely is choosing like boring phrases here. It's like he wants to give the it's like a secret bat signal. Like, and you only have like special goggles to see where you say, look, guys, this is really going to serve up some pass-through interest, What do you think retail hears with that? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. I'm going to sleep when you're saying that sentence. What do you think like a quant trader at State Street says? Or what do they hear? I think they hear something different.
Yeah, and I also think, what's been telegraphed, not Cointelegraph, but Fink telegraphed.
Too soon.
To the family offices, all the different money managers out there. I think that's where the more important component of this is when he speaks, especially with how much, as you just alluded to, how much he's flip-flopped. In the past, it was just berating how bad Bitcoin was. It was an index for money laundering. And now he's, stepping into launching the spot ETF on BlackRock. And I think all of this also is allowing him to drum up not trust, but business and appetite and just general openness to even start planting that seed in those family offices to actually be suggesting to their clients to start looking into Bitcoin. So I think this is a big thing.
It's like advertising. It is exactly like advertising. You think it doesn't work. Oh yeah, Tom Brady telling me something isn't going to change my mind. Well, why do you think companies spend probably collectively trillions of dollars on it? Because on some level it does work. I'm gonna give an example. The in-laws. So my fiance, her parents were just in town. They love Pepsi. But what do they ask for? They ask for a Coke. They won't even drink Coke, but they say Coke. Why? Probably because Coca-Cola outmarkets Pepsi. They don't even say Pepsi, even though they won't drink Coke. They'll still say, can I get a Pepsi? Or can I get a Coke? Is it Pepsi, though? And so it's just same thing with Larry Fink. He's little bit of tidbits. You got Robert Kiyosaki. He says it over here. Then Larry Fink says it over there. Then Kevin O'Leary says it over there. And you're going to have these boring people that have nothing to do with crypto and Web3, but they're going to say, yeah, I think this Bitcoin's probably okay. And maybe I'll buy some. But it's going to be a slow effect here. What are you going to say?
No, I just the list is just growing stronger and stronger, and the legacy is only getting longer in terms of time and class that Bitcoin has had. So it's only up for here if you zoom out on the monthly chart and look over the next 20 years. So these small little noise movements that we get so bent out of shape over are going to be inconsequential when we're looking ahead. If you are getting involved in managing your risk and not getting traded out of because you're trading on FOMO and fear.
Looking ahead, folks. How are we feeling about algo these days? I mean, I still have some. Maybe I'll try to buy some more to lower my DCA. Nothing's wrong with you, D's. You're the type of dude that would be cool to hang out with. Thank you, Bob, from accounting. I'll stop stealing your stapler. So appreciate that. All right, we got Larry Fink's actual words here. This is about 20, 25 seconds. So let's... Nice Saturday Night Live reference there from the Belushi in the 70s here. Pepsi. All right, let's watch Larry Fink here.
The rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around.
Let me replay that.
A flight to quality.
What did he just say?
It's about a flight to quality.
A flight to quality. A quality asset, folks.
All the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
A flight to quality. I like how he says that 5 times because it means something real there. A flight to quality is bullish. That is bullish. I don't think you're going to have this guy with nothing against this guy. We love Chris, but Larry Fink isn't going to give you crypto Bitcoin bullish scenarios here. He's not going to give you warrior face thumbnails. He's not going to say 17 exclamation points after a headline here. He's going to speak in neutral terms. This is the version of crypto warrior face. Larry Fink doing this is the same thing as Chris saying buy with 17 exclamation points.
But it's different also when we think about we want to think that Michael Saylor's driving a Bitcoin forward too as well. And I think he is to some degree, but it's entirely different context than when Larry Fink's talking about it, because Larry Fink is the largest asset manager in the world, CEO of the largest asset management, right? And so he's got a broad array of different assets. And here he is talking about Bitcoin being the one of quality. So it has a whole different context and more broad appeal to those people that we need to come in when we're talking about that S-curve of mass adoption, 27x of new adoption coming in by 2030. And that's going to take people like Larry Fink and those small family offices.
2030, while I'm here in 2023, how will I do in 7 years? Do you think I'll be happy I'm in crypto now?
I think if you hold patiently and don't get chopped out by the noise, you'll do.
That's where it's at. Don't chase pumps. Don't let the whales bleed you dry. He has came a long way since Hustler magazine. That might be a different guy, or maybe it is him. Is it the same person? Golden Child. He also he got his legs.
Larry Flint and Larry Fink.
Oh, it's Flint. That's what it was. Larry Flint. All right. Well, let's all right. Final thing on the fake ETF news. We have the comment from the SEC. So we got Cointelegraph's response. We got their head editor's response. We had Larry Fink's response. Well, what does Gary Gensler have to say here? SEC's first statement on today's fake Bitcoin spot ETF approval news issued a warning. All right. U.S. SEC published a statement about the fake news and caused the price of Bitcoin to rise above 30K. Claimed that the ETF was approved. After a while, it became clear that the news was not true. However, statement came from the SEC on the subject. This is an unusual development. Publish a warning text in its statement on the official X account, I believe here. Although it's not stated in the message what this warning is about, it is clear that this is about the fake news that's on the agenda today. Careful what you read on the internet. The best source about the information for the SEC is the SEC. In addition, Larry Fink, whose application allegedly accepted in the fake news, Also spoke about the issue on the live broadcast a few hours ago. We argue that this type of fake news is actually a result of the pent-up interest. And guys, it's quality. It's quality asset. Fink was known for his anti-crypto statements in the past here. So we have the SEC issuing kind of a snarky Gary Gensler type of reply. This is kind of reminds me of the steak. Oh, I don't mean like ribeye steak. Is kind of the same vibe here, like sophomorish humor. Careful what you read. But when it comes to the best source of information about the SEC, there are people that are a little bit better than me than this. The SEC releases this information. I get a lot of my information from the Bloomberg ETF experts, Eric Balchunas and Jeff Seifert. I think Seifert is how you say his name. And there's people who get into the HTML of SEC press releases and like change the date and move the one to a two, then, .html, hit enter. And, they're sitting there refreshing, trying to find these upcoming press releases. Why? They like to release these things, Friday, 4:58 p.m. and just kind of have it get buried and no one thinks about it. They don't like to publicly exclaim anything positive about crypto. So anything positive about crypto when it comes to ETF approvals, it's going to go out with a whimper, and then it's up to the media to find it. And so we're gonna keep an eye on it. But speaking of keeping an eye on things, we have Kelly keeping an eye on the charts here. We have some BitLab charts, special. What do we have? Patented indicators here.
Oh, we're just going to be looking at the price action first and then see what the data says that underlies it before.
The Damian Fowler, interesting last name for this comment. Jeff Safe Fart. There is no such thing. Once you reach a certain age.
As long as it doesn't have a lump in it, you're good.
Oh my God.
So let's go ahead and jump on here.
What about mist? What about a fine mist? You know what? Look, let's just get to the charts here. We're getting sidetracked.
I missed that joke. So looking here real quick before we dive into the actual price action, I've been showing this chart the last couple days, the last week or so. This is from the Rational Root. And we can see that we have the 200-day moving average, the 21-week moving average, and the most important one on this, the short-term holder cost basis. That's the average price of every coin that's been bought and traded in the last 155 days. And we can see that when price action is below this, it's very bearish price action. And in this case, we did come down and reject once, reject twice, but now, because whether or not it's false or not, all this information that came out did drive the price over this short-term holder cost basis. Is it going to change the underlying narrative for traders and investors? Well, one thing we got to look at, let's look at this price action. Okay, we broke that short-term holder cost basis, but interestingly, Tim pointed this out to me. If you put your mouse over this candle here, you can see right up here, OHLC, that's open, high, low, close of each candle. And so on this candle, on Coinbase, it rejected exactly at $30,000, which is interesting. Now, what that did not do was break this previous range high that we broke down from. So there's still quite a bit of underlying bearishness. Now I have three charts, same exact asset. We're looking at Bitcoin with this this breakdown here. What's up?
Shout out CC's comment.
Shout out, join the lab team and learn about Lumpy.
So we have the Discord. The Discord is popping, Kelly. Do you want to give a shout out to the Discord? What's some special features in the Discord?
We have so many different people in there that are, they've gone through the academy. They're also professional traders. We have charts in there, gym calls, chart requests. We've got just an incredible community in the Discord that both Discover Crypto and BitLab do together. And we've got just a community with support and sharing ideas and set you up for success. So definitely get involved there and join us over at BitLab Academy. Get the full premium access there for that Discord. Now, rising channel here, broke down. We talked about this yesterday. Now broadening wedge. Is this going to play out? Well, here's the weird thing, and I understand when people say technical analysis doesn't work. Well, it's an art, and everybody does it differently. Here's one look. Here's another look at the same price action. We got a sideways trading channel. Is this going to play out? Or is this symmetrical triangle going to play out? Either way, we are still working in this area to break out and do anything of merit, and which is taking out that $31,800, $32,000 level. Now, last thing I'm going to show here is that we pull up the BitLab volume. We see here on the daily, price action got rejected right at these order block zones, which we have a video going out tomorrow here on Discover Crypto talking about these. These are liquidity areas of interest, and price a lot of times gets sucked up into these areas and can be rejected. This is exactly what's happened. Now, last thing I'll look for here on the Bitcoin price is it does look like we may potentially be forming a little bit of a bull flag. If so, let's watch the data. Let's be patient. Let's let the price action set up and confirm the moves we're trying to make, because we're seeing choppiness. Let it work itself out. The last thing I'll say about all this price action, although it did fail, we have this huge wick that the bears took back over the narrative. Just like Larry Fink said, that does change the underlying narrative and the underlying hope. I do think if we do break down, it gives us a little bit more support if we do come down. So let's be patient. Let's trade smart.
And then here's a question for BJ. BJ behind the camera here. What the heck is that R above the rundown for?
It's a pirate's favorite letter.
It's his answer, in case you didn't hear, it's a pirate's favorite letter. R. That was a good one. That was a good one, BJ. All right. BJ, how much does a pirate pay to pierce his ear?
I don't know.
He pays a buccaneer.
Nar.
Ding,
Hey,
ding, ding.
do you know why there's this ship whale on my balls? I don't know, but it's sure driving me nuts.
Okay. I'll stick around. Hit the like button if you don't want any more dad jokes. All right. I'm here a lot of when I be rich, but for real, we'll hodl, get a good strategy. Now is the time to hodl. I am a firm believer in the 4-year cycle. I do think we're going to have a nice peak. I'm kind of guessing September-ish 2025. So meanwhile, I'm backing up the truck. I'm loading up. The last thing that I bought a little bit of ETH. I did a little DCA in ETH. Sometimes I do some speculative coins. And then sometimes I just buy Bitcoin or ETH. So last week was ETH for me. Hey, maybe I'll, if we retrace a little bit, as long as we don't like skyrocket up to 30, I'll probably buy some more alts. Maybe I'll finally get that Caspa. All right, let's talk about some Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin, kind of to Kelly's point, where is it going to hold? Can it hold? It moves above 27K, but will it hold its ground? After nearly a week-long wait, Bitcoin finally managed to once again go above the 27K mark. Will it be able to maintain its pump, or will it again plummet to 26K? Santiment's tweet yesterday pointed out a reason that it might have a major role in lifting the king of crypto's price up here. Bitcoin's return 27K, likely aided by larger amounts of older, stagnant coins that were finally moved. Largest amount of dormant changing wallets since July. These spikes in our age consume metric indicate price direction reversals. As per the tweet, Bitcoin witnessed a massive amount of dormant supply movement. To be precise, the largest amount of dormant Bitcoin has changed wallets since July. What's your too long, didn't read, what's your breakdown when you see dormant wallets waking up, July, August, September, October, waking up after a third of a year? Is this just in a nutshell, typically would be bullish or bearish?
It kind of depends on where it's at. When you're seeing it, I typically would lean.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I would tend to lean that it's a bit bearish, and I'll show you why. I'm trying to find value days destroyed right here. So value days destroyed. This chart from, I believe it's from TXMC. I could be wrong here, but this mouse. There we go. What we're looking at here is essentially that dormant coins. When this is spiking, this means that there's a lot of days that have accumulated in that Bitcoin before it was sold again. So you see these massive spikes where do you see them? Right when we break previous all-time high. This is smart money. Back here, people weren't that smart yet because everybody's worried that Bitcoin is actually going to continue. The market dynamics are changing as people become more smarter people come in to trade, and the people who have been around are understanding these cycles. And as soon as we break this all-time high, people take profits into strength. We could all take a lesson from that. Right here, break all-time high, people are taking profits into strength. Smart money is taking profits into this market strength. So where it stands right now, we see a little bit of a blip of an increase right here, but we also saw a blip like that right here before we had that final capitulation from FTX. So it's not going to tell you direction. What it is going to tell you, I can actually scroll this up. So
and we do get a little bit of a spike during the low periods, but yeah, right now, not so much the low period.
Yeah, it's not going to be a direction indicator. If anything, I would lean that it's more bearish, because this means larger wallets that have been holding for a long time are having a small bit of capitulation. So it's just a signal that you use, not on its own, along with your other suite of data and indicators that you're utilizing. So right now, I'm still in a point of concern, despite we had that little push up. What if we get that head and shoulders and we push down to 20? I don't think we're going to hit 20, but charts say that it's very possible.
So just to sum it up, you would lean
bearish.
All right. Not me. I'd lean back. All right. I'm sorry. That was just a bad setup for a crappy joke. All right. Let's talk about Bernstein, or is it Berenstein? Is it Berenstein? Berenstain? Well, they say it's Bernstein. Bernstein analysts compared Bitcoin to gold, praised Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the real hard money. In the face of growing fears of recession, Bernstein argued that investors looking for a safe haven should consider Bitcoin. He also noted that the inflation rate of 1.8 is similar to that of gold. However, he noted that skeptics often ignore the fact that Bitcoin's inflation halves every 4 years. The more people that don't know about it, the better our opportunity is. Bitcoin is better than gold, and let me just point it out why. I'm going to tell you the easy explanation why Bitcoin's better than gold. As gold increases, what do people do? They mine more gold, therefore lowering the price action, therefore lowering the demand for gold. The supply all of a sudden starts exceeding demand, and then the price falls. Bitcoin, you can't mine more Bitcoin. In fact, every 4 years, it gets cut in half. And then it gets cut in half again, and then it gets cut in half again. And if you know anything about fractions, it's going to be the smallest unit possible. And so, guys, get on this train now, because, hey, they'll always mine more gold, but you can't mine more Bitcoin. It is a set amount every 10 minutes.
And you don't have to trust anybody's not going to just manipulate the supply or the distribution of that supply, like you see with gold and with diamonds, controlling the basically asset price values by controlling how much is being distributed. With Bitcoin, it's programmed in, and it's trusted because it's trustless, if that makes sense.
All right. Well, we have something, speaking making sense, we got something that's got the military people. It's got their hackles raised here. This is the red meat for Drew and for the basement people here. This U.S. Bitcoin mine with China ties. China has the Pentagon and Microsoft on edge. Was that like a pun? Microsoft Edge? I don't think they're that clever. Maybe it was. I don't know. All right. So the operation, linked to 5 companies, including BitOrigin Limited, is viewed as a potential national security threat, despite resurgences from their president, Li Jae-ming here. The firm with the Chinese ties is raising concerns. This was in a New York Times article here. Pentagon officials, Microsoft employees concerned with the strategic location could enable the Chinese government to pursue full spectrum intelligence collections operations, targeting the data center and the Francis Warren Air Force Base, which houses ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles here, added. However, pending further discovery, we suggest the possibility that the computing power of industrial level crypto mining operation provides significant threat vectors here. So yeah, even Microsoft team flagged it here back in August of last year. So China banned the practice of mining Bitcoin within its borders. This pushed crypto businesses to establish themselves elsewhere, including the U.S. There's still some amount of Bitcoin mining happening in China, correct?
Yeah, they're still accounting for, like, I think around 20% of the mining power.
So, in your opinion, and now this is all speculation, we're not, foreign policy experts, but do you think there's any way the CCP could allow that to happen without their tacit approval? I think the CCP allows it to happen because it's a fundraising operation.
Yeah, but didn't they I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but it's interesting that they did Chinese mining. They did the mining ban somewhere near the top of the market. In fact, if we look at the chart, you can see exactly when it was coming here on the 3-day.
Yeah, they do a good job of protecting their citizens. This is when the Chinese get in crypto when it's cheap and get out when it's expensive.
This is the Chinese mining ban right here. Boom. And this is roughly where they started allowing mining again, and basically said it essentially wasn't illegal anymore. So are they trying to just narrative shape when and where they're allowing access to their citizens or business professionals? But I agree, it's not happening without the CCP's approval. So
yeah. Who are whales early adopters? A lot of the time, it is a lot of the time, but you also had people just raising a lot of capital funds. I mean, no one would say Michael Saylor got in super early, but he's 100% a whale. All right. So we have the AI race also heating up with China. CIA is developing an AI tool akin to OpenAI's ChatGPT. As these events unfold, U.S. grapples with the complexity of foreign-owned crypto mining operations. Guys, we actually have some breaking news. It's an NVDA, if I'm not mistaken here. NVIDIA just got a ban, right? So NVIDIA stock tumbles as U.S. tightens restrictions on AI chip exports. Looks like it is now cooled down. At one point, it was down 7%. Now it's down close to 5% here. So the Biden administration said it's tightening the restriction on exports of the advanced AI chips to China. So they don't want the good chips heading to China. They already had it banned. It looks like they're expanding the parameters probably. So it's probably like, yeah, only these 2 you can't sell. Now it's like, oh, well, maybe these 4 you can't sell, if I had to guess. So not good for NVIDIA stockholders who didn't sell at the top there. But hey, if you're looking against that stock, maybe it's your opportunity here. All right.
I mean, it has been on an absolutely epic run.
You want to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this real quick. This is NVIDIA. I mean, this is,
looks like a Bitcoin chart.
I mean, this is just massive. If we go to the daily, this is basically beginning of the year, very similar to what we're seeing with Bitcoin. That tech stocks were just really buoying the entire market, pushing up. But was it telegraphed it was going to come down? Is TA a joke? Well, let's look at this. This is where this just happened, but let's look at how this price action was rolling over ahead of that. In fact, we also have a head and shoulders that's forming right there. If that's the case, Option T or Alt T, if you're on PC, draw this down. Your target, it comes basically, look at this. Target's directly about right here, right where this previous this top was. So if you are an NVIDIA person, I would be a little bit hesitant on bullish action right now. I'd be looking for getting back down into the low 300s potentially.
Is that sign language?
Yeah, it was more kabuki theater. No, it was more
kabuki theater.
How would I describe
dance.
that? It was interpretive. Yeah, it was interpretive translations for the crypto people. Just for the people, maybe the door bell rang or the phone was ringing or the annoying child started playing the music off their smartphone. So that was for them.
Felt a little special.
Well, what really sold it was the bull.
Yeah, that was
the bull sold it.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about SEC chair Gary Gensler. Goldman Gary is what we like to call it. Yeah, he came from Goldman Sachs, folks. He was the youngest partner in Goldman Sachs history, a wizard at the quant trading, they say. Well, Gary Gensler standing in the way of Bitcoin ETFs, says ARK Invest Kathy Wood. So Kathy Wood firing shots saying, hey, man, you're just delaying for no reason here. She said that factions of the SEC are actually very knowledgeable about Bitcoin. However, there seems to be a disconnect in the agency with Gensler at the helm. The SEC knows so much and they're so good that I believe this was much more Gary Gensler standing in the way. I don't know for sure because they could never say something like that. I just know from how we've discussed Bitcoin with them, they really understand it and they understand its merits. Most importantly, Wood goes on to believe that she says she believes that the SEC is gearing up to approve not just one, but multiple ETFs. So this is Gary. Why he allowed a Bitcoin futures ETF, which involves counterparty risk, and not a Bitcoin ETF, which does not involve counterparty risk. In fact, ours would be backed by Bitcoin 1-for-1 in cold storage at Coinbase. So I think Gary's personal Vietnam is coming around to haunt him. So what makes the Gulf of Tonkin then? Is that Algo's the best tech he's ever seen, maybe? All right, now we have more Gensler stuff here. He's issuing urgent call for the AI regulations to prevent a financial crisis here. So he expressed grave concerns about the potential risk of AI posing towards financial stability. He warned that without immediate regulatory measures, a financial crisis triggered by AI is nearly unavoidable within the next 10 years. So he wants to find the task to regulate AI to be a complex challenge here. He says the risks are not limited to individual entities, but more of a horizontal issue that affects multiple sectors here. Nice and vague, right?
Yeah.
Nice, scary, vague. Look, man, this is affecting multiple horizontal sectors here. Well, I'm freaking out now. Here's all the rules here. You can do everything you want. But that's what Sam Altman wants, by the way.
But you know what? This is a great point right now with this. I think with the development, the evolution of this technology, not only blockchain, Bitcoin, and a lot of the top altcoins and the utility they provide, it is going to be the most disruptive, in a good way, I think, the most disruptive technology we've ever utilized as humanity because it changes money and culture and trade. But then we look at AI, and as it's developing, it's creating massive opportunities in different segments of the market. It's imperative moving forward to realize that there's plenty of different places that you can really expose yourself to risk to have huge gains. But because of stories like this, and there is truth in this, you do need to have a diversified portfolio, whether it's all in crypto, diversified between that. But I would really not incentivize, what's the word? Encourage to have broader exposure into other things, Bitcoin, some gold. So have some exposure, because we don't know which direction the risk is going to be coming into the market over the next 10 years. And so it's good to have that broad exposure.
508 is bringing up a good point. Algo disrespect is crazy. When we'll actually use it in DeFi and see how it's superior. I actually haven't used it in DeFi. Anyone use it in DeFi? Our issue with Algo isn't the tech. The tech has always been its shining example of like how it is a good thing. I think the issue is VCs. It seems like VCs have largely abandoned it. I don't give a crap about the Hillary Clinton angle. That's not going to deter me from buying some Algorand. If anything, like I said, I might buy more to lower my DCA. So not trying to come off as disrespect. I think it's funny when we talk about Gary Gensler talking about Algo, though. So, like, I mean, if you got Gary Gensler doing MIT videos about your coin, you're going to be the whipping boy for some punchlines. I think you just got to take that, though. So you got to just take the L on Gary Gensler talking about you. But yeah, I have no problem with Algo's tech. If anything, I've heard nothing but good things. Yeah. You guys have any Algo strong opinions here you want to share?
I mean, I think it's
off the community.
I think it's an absolutely great project. I think it just got a little bit hammered down by those comments from Gary Gensler. And if you are a believer in the project, then you don't buy high and then wait for it to get back there to then add more. If you do believe in the project and you've done the due diligence on it and you understand the tokenomics and you think that this the cases regarding Coinbase, the SEC, and adjacent projects like Cardano, XRP, we're already seeing what direction things are going with XRP in regards to being securities. So you have to really pick where you want to take your shot if you believe in it. And if you do have higher prices, it's a great opportunity to bring them down.
All right, I just pulled up my, I have a little algo on Coinbase. My Uniswap is so down. Jeez, man. Like, I got a little uni on there. Good Lord. I now have more, as far as value, more Algorand than Uniswap. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to buy more. I need to get more other coins. So, I have enough algo. I've 100 out. Nah, I don't have more than that. There's a comma, maybe. I don't know. Okay, yeah, sure. There's a comma.
I'll back the truck up if we hit 7 cents.
Okay. We got Drew saying he's going to back the truck up. So, all right, we got one more AI story. Then we're going to talk about this huge XRP news, folks. XRP just signed up with a gargantuan gaming entity,
Can
folks.
I make a note on Gary Gensler and the securities thing real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so he's shifting into AI, talking about how dangerous AI is for our economy, right? Well, I haven't heard anything out of the SEC admitting that the banking infrastructure only has a few $100 billion worth in liquidity before it goes bankrupt in mass. It's at $1.7 trillion in unrealized losses from securities. It only has $2.2 trillion in general of liquidity, and we're about to break the entire system, but nobody cares. We're paying attention to AI and crypto. My God, this world has gone nuts.
Tell us how you really feel, Drew.
Yeah.
You talk about the things that you're worried about. If you ever see somebody talking a lot about something and putting certain slams, it's because they're worried about it.
I'm tossing my wallet under concrete if we hit 5 cents. Okay, man. All right, well, I hope it bounces. All right, let's talk about Dubai police introducing AI technology to police you there. They're going to have AI smart driverless patrol cars for enhanced security. That's a robot. That's just a cardboard cutout. They put it in front of the robot. They put it in the driver's seat. Like, how come the cop's not getting out of the car? And then all of a sudden, a bunch of drones start surrounding your car. It's put your hands on the dash, 1 and 2.
Step out of the vehicle, sir.
Bend over. All right. Now, the driverless patrol cars developed over 5 years, boasts features such as 360-degree security camera, facial recognition technology, and AI capabilities designed to identify and respond to suspicious behavior. Okay, so they're doing their own AI analytics here. Okay, so wow, I thought they would just piggyback off an existing car manufacturer's technology. So yeah, it looks like they're trying to do their own thing here. So good for them. This Micropolis Robotics, the entity behind the design. So it looks like they're teaming up with probably AI Dubai company there. So should it detect a situation requiring further attention, it'll send an alert, and then they'll send an appropriate human response, not an inappropriate human response, but an appropriate human response. I can only imagine how bad police brutality from robots would be. Right. Like if it's bad enough by humans, and I was gonna even go, that's a minefield.
Let
of a
go
topic
of my
right
grandma.
Oh man, I mean, I know Drew has his plans with it's like homemade EMPs, man. But yeah, that's a scary scenario. You know what's scarier than that? The robot dogs.
Hit him with a water balloon full of oil and sand. right in the legs. They'll stop working a little ways down the road.
Okay.
Both.
What about the robot dogs? I mean, I guess the same thing. They got 4 legs, just double the odds that it goes down, maybe, right?
Just get hit
doubles the
somewhere on
failure
body.
points.
Just a little sand, a little oil. That's all it takes. This is the alpha for 10
Can we
years
just
from
get a
now.
bunch of RoboCops? Let's fuse it, everybody. Will there be new dexes that come with the bull market since Uniswap going to KYC? I don't know. I think after the price rejection, so it was a plan that could be voted on. It wasn't like, hey, this is happening. I think they're going to reject it. Catch them all. I don't think they're going to go KYC. Sushi swap 1 inch, make a comeback. Little bit, maybe. I think Uniswap is still going to probably be king, and then Pancake Swap as well. I'm buying it BSC here. Axon working on taser equipped drone. Okay, it's safe. It's okay. It's for schools. Okay, well, hey man, there's been some pretty bad school fights I've seen. So hey, maybe some of them kids do need to get tased. Yes, DZ said tase the kids. All right, let's move on here.
Glad we cleared that up.
Let's talk about XRP. Where's the XRP community at? Hit that like button, XRP community. If you got a little XRP, let me just say I have some XRP before you accuse me of XRP hate. Leading video game company embraces XRP as price faces key resistance. So leading video game company. All right. Well, there's only so many. Well, it might be a little game you heard of. So they're teaming up with BitPay. Hey, based out of ATL, baby, ATL and Exola. Well, Exola now accepts XRP with BitPay as a payment method for their games, such as Roblox, folks. Roblox is the game. Your kids may be too young. Are they into Roblox?
No, just Pokemon Go so far. They don't play much games or watch television. So,
All right. Well, I mean, it is a subsidiary. That's why we're not probably like leading with this story, but I would say this is still pretty bullish news. I mean, it's a payment platform that works with Roblox, but it's still working with Roblox. So it's not like Roblox is going to like release a press statement. We love XRP. We want your 6-year-old to beg you for XRP. Mommy, I need more XRP so I can buy the skin. But that's going to happen. It's just not going to be tacitly endorsed by Roblox. There'd be definitely some pushback from parents, from a lot of anti-NFT community people there. All right. Well, we also got Ripple hiring, folks. Ripple job posting hints at possible IPO. This is huge, folks. XRP community says we do want to give a shout out to Link2. If this does happen, folks, you're going to have so people can have shares that they're willing to sell. So if there is an IPO, hey, you're going to get exposure to it. I don't want to give any kind of prediction. I assume, if they price it fairly, it'd probably be a good IPO to get in on the ground floor. And so that's what Link2 is trying to set up. So let's get Link2 to open up another XRP one. So we have them getting a posting here, and the job posting outlines the role that require a direct line of communications with shareholders. This is generally associated with publicly traded companies, and they're responsible for developing and putting into action communication and strategies for existing and prospective investors, current shareholders, and financial analysts here. So emphasize the necessity for them to create strategic plans specifically suited for situations like mergers and acquisitions, investments, liquidity events, and other high impact moments. This is them. This isn't a green light. This isn't them saying we are doing an IPO, but they're hiring for it.
Yep. Just like crisis actors. There's something there.
Okay.
Well, I think it's going to be really important too about everything feels like it's so timed, right? And we saw when coin was released, it marked a bit of a local top for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin pulled back. So I think that they're trying to be, and I cannot believe that there's a possibility that all these ETFs and everything going on with Bitcoin, having all the 4-year cycle, how all these things are lining up. Similarly, we see this with what's going on with Ripple, and it's all coming to a head right about when the next halving is, which typically marks the start of strong bullish price action. I think they're trying to prevent, if they do IPO, having that mark any sort of local top by having strong underlying market strength at that level. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually plays out when it is released.
All right. Well, it's also going to be interesting to see how it plays out as the real world assets, and will Ripple take over what will be Ethereum? There's a third contender. And when I say Chainlink, I'm really meaning Ethereum. Chainlink is just going to be the operating backbones of any like L2 on Ethereum. So if Polygon wins, Chainlink wins. If Ethereum wins, Chainlink wins. So that's my kind of my Chainlink thesis. But we have Ethereum, we have XRP. They want to tokenize your car, your house deed, your Rolex. Well, who's going to win? But wait a minute. Is there a third contender? And is that third contender beating XRP? XRP community, I know this might sound a little scary. It's another coin you're very familiar with. I'm talking about XLM. Let's look here. Ethereum and one XRP rival, dominating institutional interest for real-world asset tokenization. It's according to Bloomberg analyst here, James Coots. And what is that token? Stellar, folks. XLM. Actually coming in really close behind Ethereum. I would be careful. I don't think this is super, well, I would say verifiable. I feel like you just kind of fake it. You just have one like billionaire say, oh, I put that island on there. No, it's on there.
This is
100 million.
This is really important things to consider because there's a lot of people that are in crypto that are buying and selling their, micro cap coins or their NFTs or some Bitcoin, and they're like not really realizing how disruptive this is going to be. You could throw it to my screen, Drew. This is a report that came out, last year, but it's also been echoed several different times. Roughly 15 to 20 trillion dollar asset class of the tokenization of real world assets by 2030. That's nearly a 50x from where we're at now, and it's going to not just be buying things that are tokenized, but you all that are here watching Discover Crypto, watching BitLab, watching Around the Blockchain, we're trying to really provide you the information that you can understand what rails these are going to be on. Like you're just pointing out, Stellar, XRP, Polygon, Ethereum, all the different layer ones and layer twos you want, but there's no way to really determine what's going to be the clear winner. So this goes back to what I said earlier. That's why you got to diversify, because there's going to be a huge pie and there's going to be a lot to go around, and a lot of them are still also not going to make it.
Yeah, and they might even tokenize pies. Who knows? All right, let's talk about Binance here. Halting USD withdrawals, folks. This has been working for a long time now. They halted USD withdrawals, no longer holds USD. New terms of service here. So they've upgraded TOS, updated language, likely to alarm some users. They're no longer holding USD, and users who previously deposited USD can no longer withdraw it. There's no longer any FDIC insurance, but they announced it at the end of August. They would end support in 2024. So it looks like maybe they got in a little bit early. Paxos will discontinue redemption by February 2024. So they said, hey, hurry up, go ahead, convert those BUSD holdings. All right, well, we got also a big transfer here. 15 million USDC transfer from Ethereum co-founder to Gemini. So Vitalik transferred approximately 15 million to USDC. How do you folks feel about that? Selling 15 million for Vitalik, I don't know if it's all that much money.
Probably,
I imagine he has a lot more.
It'd probably be like me selling $1,000 worth of Ethereum. It's
all right. Let's look at Ethereum's market cap here. So what is Ethereum's market? Was it 300-ish? No. Is it 170? It is 190. So it's up a little. All right. So it's 190 billion. 190 billion. Does Vitalik have 1% of ETH? Less? Half of 1%? If he had 1% of all the ETH, that's $2 billion almost. So if he had half of 1%, that's almost $1 billion. If he had 0.1%, he has $190 million.
September 6th, this says, as the most recent data, Vitalik Buterin holds a combined 284,000 ETH in his confirmed crypto wallets. That's confirmed. So he likely has some more, and also different projects that he is an owner of that he has access to as well. So it, equates to approximately 462 million. That's just his personal confirmed wallets. If I had to venture to guess, it'd probably be somewhere in the 700 to 900 million range. So 15 million. This is how you have to fund things, because not everything can be paid for in crypto yet. He's building businesses. He's buying houses. He's living his life. So I'm not worried about a $15 million
It's not like
move.
how I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I need to pay some bills. So I sell $1,000. He's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to sell 700K and 1.7. And then he's doing wire transfers. So yeah, he's probably big 15 lump sum. He's going to live off that for, I feel like Vitalik could live off that for 2,000 years or like 20 minutes. Like that's how he operates. He's either like buying some big headquarters, or he's like eating ramen and like weird. I don't even know what that man eats
in his sweatpants.
We don't want to think about his sweatpants. What's a stereotypical Vitalik meal?
Borscht.
Sausage.
Like Pop-Tart. I don't know. I really don't know. Hummus,
It's definitely
Ramen cups,
bratwurst.
cup of noodles.
edamame. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Hey guys, let's go ahead and smash the like, because now we're going to talk a little FTX here. So go ahead and smash that like. If let's spread the awareness for Bitcoin. Let's spread the awareness for the fake ETF news. Let's spread the awareness for Larry Fink's flip-flopping here. He's a flopper and a groper. All right, FTX engineer reveals $8 billion bug, lavish spending, and political donations in explosive testimony against Bankman-Fried as Nishad Singh, and he was a former director of engineering. So he testified against Sammy Boy here. He told the court that a coding error he helped create prevented proper accounting and allowed Alameda to secretly build up an $8 billion negative balance using your money, using customer funds. So the error ended up growing to $8 billion. Kept talking here. All right, so some of the lavish expenditures included $30 million penthouse that he called too ostentatious. He said FTX spent over $1 billion on celebrity endorsement deals, real estate, and parties. Ostentatious is a rich person's way of saying tacky, right? I mean, let's just get the actual definition here. Could you pull that up? Ostentatious here.
Ostentatious means just it's broadly over the top and like.
Yeah. It's a rich person's way of saying tacky. But what does Webster say? Like, I want to give the real deal definition here. We're going to try to keep it like newspapers here, 8th grade reading level or below.
Ostentatious, pretentious and vulgar display, especially of wealth and luxury, intended to impress or attract notice. The office was spacious, but without any trace of ostentation. Well, this is opposite for FTX because it was all ostentation. And yeah, I agree with that.
$1 billion on celebrity endorsement deals, real estate, and parties. I saw them in the Albany penthouse. Albany is that very high-end luxury resort that was in the Bahamas. So I saw them in that high-end luxury resort penthouse. So not only was it the high-end luxury resort, it was the penthouse of the high-end luxury resort. So it was the cream of the crop here. That's also what they call the Pollock. Anyway, so I saw them in the penthouse. This is a photo of Katy Perry in green, Orlando Bloom in a hat, Michael Keeves and Sam. Singh said about one event attended by celebrities. He expressed concerns, but Bankman, he rapidly bounced his knee and dismissed the objections here during his Bronze League match. He told prosecutors he felt betrayed and questioned Sammy Boy about Alameda's growing debt, but SBF was unsurprised. After an hour-long private talk on a penthouse balcony with the Bahama breeze blowing in the air and the salty ocean spray hitting his curly mop, Singh said he still feared leaving and precipitating FTX's collapse. He described the physical twitches as saying Sam pressured him to take over so SBF could spend time on deals. Sam said, "I need you to take this kind of work off my plate." Singh recalled, "I was afraid," as he kept bouncing his knee. He got more scared and more scared. And then he kept bouncing it even harder, and he got even more scared. He testified he used Prime Trust and Wells Fargo accounts to funnel contributions illegally provided by Alameda to Democrats at SBF's direction. The donations were allegedly made in Singh's name for optics. So yeah, they want to spread it out. There's also maximum amounts. So then you have all the employees hit the maximum, and it's like, hey, we gave you a whole bunch of money here. Just goes to prove someone could easily blast through $1 billion in their lifetime. Oh yeah, for sure. World rarest metals, mining them in space. I'm long NASA with this move. I would not be long NASA. I would be long SpaceX.
Yeah.
NASA can't even send a 10-pound satellite into space. They rely on other people.
They got primarily defunded too, didn't they?
Well, with that, they still have funding, but yeah, it's more for contracting out.
Yeah.
Their day-to-day operations was heavily slashed, but there still is a budget. There's still a ISS, and there's still military contracts. But I think, that's a good point. Yeah, so NASA, instead of we give NASA the money and then they send it up, so they'll give the Air Force the money and then the Air Force will pay Elon Musk. SpaceX route was the Falcon Heavy 9.
Yeah, that was sweet to
putting
watch.
up like basically more than the rest of the world combined. So thank you, Elon, because NASA sucks. So thanks for covering their holes there.
By the way, great movie if you haven't seen it. It's on Amazon.
I haven't watched it yet. Michael Pena.
Yeah, a million miles away.
The Mexican astronaut.
It's a true story too. It's great. It reminded me when I was in the Air Force. right when I was finishing training. It's when the space shuttle exploded over Texas, and that all that's in there, and it basically shows this man's journey through a lot of what do you call it? Oppression of culture. They would not let, and he did everything he could against all odds, became a pilot, became a diver. He did everything he could. And he ended up going up in space and was a really
Spoiler alert. I'm just kidding. It shows him like in the outfit.
It's a true story. So the true story spoiled it.
Well, like I'm reading his Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
it wasn't the Hindenburg. Like I kind of know what's happening. I didn't know what this random Mexican astronaut's doing. I can say that, you can't. I didn't know what he's doing. So yeah, spoiler. But yeah, no, it's in the freaking pictures, like in all the things. DZ, every time you make fun of the polycule, girls are gonna beat you up one day. I can't help it. Sometimes just such slow hanging swings. There, such low hanging fruit. And I have to say something, I can't help myself. Yeah. Is the stream starting earlier now? I'm always late. Yeah, we start at 10:30 because guys, we're in here like 8:30 talking about the news, and we found ourselves just kind of waiting around. Michael Pena was hilarious in Observe and Report. Can't take him serious. No more with that voice. Observe and Report, heavily underrated. Jim. A lot of times movies have two movies that are the same thing release. Bugs Life and Ants. That was the same thing with Observe and Report. Observe and Report came out the same time as Paul Blart Mall Cop. And so all the attention was on Paul Blart, but Observe and Report was the much, much better movie.
I gotta watch this. Sounds good.
Bob, I am actually the son of an immigrant. So yes, I can say, I'm saying it in jest here. Yeah, I love Michael Pena.
You cannot refer to yourself any longer.
No, and I think Bob was referring to, I kind of stumped myself. I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. Racism.
Okay. I thought you were saying I need to be more of a Mexican and not a Mexicant. All right, that's from probably the most racist director, Quentin Tarantino. All right, Bankman-Fried lawyers. I have a fun Tarantino fact. I'm not going to say it, though. It involves Salma Hayek. Bankman-Fried lawyers claims he's not getting enough Adderall, folks. He needs his trucker speed. He needs it now. And he doesn't need that time release. He needs to crush up that baby and take it all at once. All right, attorneys, I don't know how he takes it.
Give me that FDA-approved methamphetamine.
Maybe he does a parachute, maybe booty bump. I don't know what he does, folks. All right. So in a letter to the judge, Bankman, the lawyers for Bankman has gone, hey, look, he's gone without his medication most of the day. This is leaving him unable to concentrate as the defense prepares to make its case. He sits there with his laptop and he kind of like works on the case as, the judge is talking. And meanwhile, you have that sketch artist. They're like making comically bad sketches of Caroline, and they're like kind of giving him like chiseled jaw features. Yeah. I don't know why. So during that, he's got his laptop out and he's Johnny on the spot, man. He's Johnny Cochran. He's like in there. He is Matlock. So guys, he needs his Adderall. That's all I'm saying. I was trying to think of Murder, She Wrote. What's her name? Angela Lansbury. Yeah, I wanted to say Angela Lansbury. I couldn't think of her name at the time. Hodl Me Harder. With a name like that, I bet you do. All right. FTX's founder defense claims inadequate Adderall dosing.
That's Joel.
That's funny. Hinders trial participation. Pleads for medication adjustment. He's pleading for more methylene salts. Yeah. He's pleading for more crystal meth derivatives. That's probably not the right way to describe it. What would you call it? Is BJ crystal meth's cousin?
No, it's an amphetamine.
It's an amphetamine salt.
Yeah.
I just want to make it sound as close to crank as possible. All right, so the attorneys asked the judge to delay Tuesday's proceedings to resolve the medication issue here. If that's not possible, they requested the court allow them to provide Bankman-Fried his Adderall doses each day. He gets one dose before 6 a.m. each morning, but that... Guys, that's wearing off, man. That's wearing off. If it's wearing off by 9:30, why are you taking it at 6? Oh, because he has to... this is what he has before he's being brought to court. Look, you're in those shackles. Oh man, I'm just so low energy.
You gotta
I can't walk down this hallway. I need my Adderall. No, man, walk down to the courthouse. It's not that hard. Then you pop your pill. All right, but no, look, he takes it at 6 a.m. It's wearing off by 9:30, and then he doesn't get another dose until returning to jail at 8 p.m.
Poor baby.
Poor Sammy.
How will he go on like this?
I mean, if he's taking it at 8 p.m., shouldn't he take it at 8 a.m., right? Shouldn't it be like a 12-hour difference there? And why are you taking speed at 9 p.m.?
Yeah.
You know what helps me sleep? As I got the trial of my life, and I got to go to court tomorrow. This will determine if I spend the rest of my life in a concrete box. It's 9 p.m. I need my rest.
Maybe that's why he's tired during the day, because he's taking Adderall at night.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that Adderall is just sitting there.
Sammy, if you're watching, we're giving you alpha here. Alpha. There's no need.
Said, all right, the word is, and okay, off to the dentist. Hey, get the good pills, Root. Get the good pills. You're going to need it to concentrate. All right, let's see. So prosecutors and the judge proposed giving him an extended release dose to see if that helps. But his lawyers worry that the plan won't work, either because the jail staff won't provide the medication or because it's ineffective, or total speculation, he snorts them, and you can't snort time release.
That's so true.
But that's just speculation. You know, that's just what I've seen when I was a dirtbag as a teenager living in the trailer park. That's what I experienced. So I'm not saying that's Sam. That's just what I saw. I saw people who did snort those things hated time release.
The time release is not working. That's because you crushed it. You're getting all of it at
as
once.
like little BBs like falling out of his nostril. All right, Bankman-Fried, again, I'm not saying he does that. It's just like the dirtbags in my past. All right, so he pled not guilty, and he argued that he did not intend to defraud anyone. His lawyers say any misstatements were mistakes due to chaotic management of the company amid its November collapse. The 30-year-old's facing charges of bank fraud and wire fraud. So he had his bail. This is my favorite part of the story, though. It bears repeating. He had his bail revoked after leaking Caroline Ellison's diary to the New York Times. So gave the diary to the New York Times, just said, get your ass back in jail. You're no longer spending the night at mama's house. Playing League of Legends till the end of the day. SBF, probably too much Ritalin as a kid. You know, probably a lot of kids. I went to high school. Yeah, I was in high school at the age of Ritalin.
Yeah, they tried to put every kid in my grade on it. No one, I'm very against it.
Schools are not set up to really support young boys' energy. They're like, oh, I was told I was a bad kid and I had ADHD, and it wasn't that. It's just I was actually ahead of the class, and I was bored because I already understood what the lesson was. So I sit there and create problems. And then I moved to a different class, and it was fine because the teacher engaged my mind. So that's a big problem. We have far too much over medication in this country because we're trying to treat symptoms rather than the underlying issues.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk a little Cardano here. It's always fun talking about Sam Bankman-Fried. But all right, back to crypto, folks. Let's discover some more crypto stuff here. SBF forgot to set a slippage on that diary. Got wicked out. Probably talked about his wick in the diary. And the slippage. All right, all right, back to Cardano. Guys, you quit distracting me. It's your fault. It's your fault. All right, again. All right, Cardano's TVL soars to all-time peak. Yeah, Cardano DeFi. Folks, I've been telling you about Cardano DeFi since Cardano was $1. Hopefully you didn't listen to me. But then hopefully you started listening to me the last 60 days or so. Cardano's seen its total value locked ascend to an impressive new high, reaching 637 million ADA at all-time highs. That's almost $2 billion. Right now, it's 150 million bucks. Top projects, MinSwap. I think it's, I have a MinSwap tutorial on my X account if you want to check that out. I think we also have one on NFT Alpha. MinSwap leading the pack with 41 million locked. I have money, I have funds locked up in MinSwap. I'm staking 4 coins. And now that I'm reading this article, I need to go ahead, claim my rewards, and then restake the ADA that I pulled out, and maybe buy half that ADA, put it back in the asset, buy more, restake more, just restake more. Coins going down, I'm collecting more coins. It's going down, I keep collecting more. I just keep restaking, keep collecting more, and then hopefully I can get out at a higher price 18 months from now, 24 months from now. That's my hope here. Let's see. People love talking about SBF.
Yeah,
man.
I know. They won't.
All right, so we got MinSwap number 1, number 2 Indigo, and then number 3 we have Liquid. So Muesli Swap seen positive growth as well. Then Vi Finance experienced a decline in the
You notice the spelling in the Cardano ecosystem? Liquid, Muesli Swap.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Let's see. There's some other ones too. Zed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting eclectic with it.
They got to be different. They always got to be the nerdiest person in the room of nerds. That's crypto. I mean, that's Cardano. And that's a good thing. They like that distinction, I feel. All right, Cardano's first fiat-backed stablecoin, USDM, nears launch. I don't know if it's its first fiat-backed stablecoin, but we got a new stable launching soon, USDM. We just talked about Zed. That's another one from the Cody team, COTI. But Mehen Protocol shared valuable insights into USDM. So they talked about their journey navigating regulatory landscape. I call it the hellscape, technological advancements they've achieved, and their plans for launch. So looks like they're talking about it here. I want to know when they're going to launch. So they're talking about it a few days ago. They shared that they're working with a high-profile attorney. So they got the good lawmaker. They got Better Call Saul. So they're talking about being grilled about the progress. They said they earned the nod of approval from 12 states. Okay, so just 38 to go, then then DC. Why this matters? So we don't have a set time, but it looks like they're getting close. 12 states, so they're on the way. About a quarter of the way, 24% there. So we have algorithmic stablecoins like Zed to boost its DeFi scene. I have some Zed just kind of sitting in the sidelines. I haven't really done. I think it holds. Let's look up Zed. It's usually around $1.06. I want to say.
Let's check on Jed.
Let's check on DJ Ed. Ooh, that's the first time I've seen it below, and I don't know how long.
Check.
Okay, it's been dipping below. Yeah, that's the weird thing about algorithmic stablecoins. They're not stable, folks. Okay.
So they're the algorithmic coins.
Yeah, they're around $1. Got it as high as $1.10. I'm not worried about it just yet. When it spends that much time, oh my God, your stablecoin isn't $1. Yeah, but most of its life it was like $1.05. So I mean, I don't really think its value prop is it's right there at $1. I think its value prop is with this basket of currencies and with the ratios, it's around $1. All right, let's just jump to the X minute here. Do we have anything that was like real exciting? Not really. Manta. Okay, no one cares about Manta. Irked about the Uniswap. We already talked about that. All right, I do have one or two tweets, I believe. People talking about Cointelegraph here. All right, so we dropped this short. Why does the government have $5 billion in Bitcoin? We got 40 seconds. Let's play it.
Ooh, give me a second.
Up.
Restart.
U.S. government have $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's over 200,000 Bitcoin, and most of it comes from cyber criminals and dark web marketplaces. And these are the three largest seizures since 2020. First up, we have James Zhong of 51,000 Bitcoin. He was able to hack the Silk Road marketplace over a decade ago. Then there's the Bitcoin the Fed seized from Silk Road. That was 69,000 Bitcoin. And if you didn't know, Silk Road was the dark web marketplace where you could buy anything from assassins to drugs. And the largest seizure was the Bitfinex hack. That was 94,000 Bitcoin. This was stolen by a married couple who later got caught, but they were later found by authorities with hollowed out books with burner phones inside. You add it all up, that's over $5 billion worth of Bitcoin.
They just seized everything.
Yeah, what would you do? Yeah, I like how they had. Here, I just wanted to say, she does not represent my interests. She actually said this while we're running deficits of over $2 trillion. We certainly can't afford 2 wars.
Yeah.
You don't represent me.
I covered that on the basement yesterday when she broke. It's incredible. She can afford multiple wars that our children will have to fight. That's no problem for the central bank. They have no problem setting up decades of pain for generations to come. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. All right. Here we have a little throwback. Remember FANG stocks? Everyone talked about FANG stocks. Now we can't even really say it anymore. It's meta now. It doesn't even work. Well, shout out to readers of deep lore of the Dune series and just fans of the ancient Greek or around Greek. BJ would know. Agamemnon is the new thing. So NVIDIA joined the Trillionaire Club. The new acronym is not FANG, it's manga. No, Agamemnon. Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, eBay, Meta, NVIDIA, OpenAI, Netflix. I thought that was kind of cool. Here we have the Cointelegraph crap there. Here we have people talking about real world asset.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn more about that ecosystem, that's a pretty good deep dive. We're going to do the Greg thing last. Here's the clearest implication of Dems not having an open primary. Talking about Kennedy, I've said, he's probably my number 2 choice here. When you include Kennedy as an independent candidate, Trump is beating Joe in 5 of the 6 swing states there. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see what kind of backlash happens against Kennedy now that the polling data is out, because they needed the polling data to know whether or not to attack him or not. Because if he's going to help Biden, I feel there's some media organizations that would treat him favorably. And if he's going to hurt Biden, I think those same people would pull the daggers out. Here we have, we just showed that, the Cointelegraph lady. Congress people buying up more defense stocks. This is a great dive on who Satoshi Nakamoto is. I agree with the assessment. I think it's Hal Finney as well. We love Caleb Franz in here. Spot ETF, approved, smash buy. You have a verified source, right? Right? I thought that was a good one. Here's their... All right. So let's end with a little nice dose of the internet. First, I guess we could say, appreciate you joining. Hit that like button. We're going to keep putting out this crypto content. So thank you for spending your time with us. We do appreciate it. You know, we love seeing you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. So I feel like this is the smartest and the most prepared to give themselves financial freedom in 2 years. I think we are the ones really going to set themselves up. We're not in some stupid meme coin. We're just trying to practice due diligence, safe practice. And well, hey, you're super risky. I say go this way. You're not as risky. Go that way. We're really setting you up here. But now I'm going to set you up with a little punchline. All right, here we go. Let me bury the last line. You share it. All right, here we have Greg. All right, let's. When I was younger, I could walk in a store with $10 and walk out with a package of Oreos, a case of Mountain Dew, a bag of Doritos, and 2 Red Bulls. Can't do that anymore. There's too many cameras. Greg's the best, man. Such a great account. I thought that was funny.
Elon Musk in his forward referenced his profile in his biography.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, and some guy named Greg 01457.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. All right, I got one more joke here, I guess. I did the Cointelegraph tweet. It's clear that there is dry powder on the sidelines for Bitcoin. Upon the ETF approval, here's a thought: buy before an ETF. Here's the Cointelegraph. Oh yeah, I already showed that. I just love that Vince McMahon. It's such a good one. All right, well, guys, I just do want to remind you. Remember, 1998, Undertaker did throw Mankind 20 feet from the top of the Hell in Cell. It was one of the greatest matches. Threw him through the announce table. Joel, any messages for the gaming nerds out there? Someone had a question. Do you like the new Call of Duty? Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's great. Now we owe Kellogg's $50. So thanks. Great. All right. Well, that's all we got, guys. Make sure you stick around. We got Basement coming around 2 p.m. We got a live ATB. It's going to be a great one. We got some, me and Johnny already talking. We got some good topics. So it's going to be a great one. We got some great guests for Kelly, the gang, for the Instagrams. I'll see you tomorrow.